Good morning, good morning, good morning. In this video, I want to dive into a few different reasons why you should start a side hustle. Now, of course, this isn't the same as why you should start a business. Might kind of lead into it, but it's not the same thing. This is a side hustle. You are someone who already has a job. You already have earned income that you are making. But maybe you're considering or thinking about taking on a side hustle? Well, like I said, we're going to dive into four different reasons why you should start a side hustle. I know, in this day and age, it's starting to become more of a trendy thing to not really go so hard. I feel like there's been a lot more content starting to come out about your kind of, your own mental health and your well-being. And all of that, I completely agree with. You don't want to overdo it. However, there are a few reasons why you should take on a side hustle. We're going to dive into this article, not really too much. I really just, it touches on the main core points that I want to bring up. Of course, you guys can fully read the article as I just kind of touch on the points that it speaks to, because I do think the number one reason, and agree, is that having multiple sources of income is empowering. It really does help you improve your overall life and well-being because you have more options. If you are someone who's grinding and you're already tight on cash, maybe you have two jobs. Maybe you get out of a job and you go to another job already. And that might be kind of looked at as a side hustle to some extent, but it's not really the same thing. That's two full-on jobs, which, again, I get it. Times are tough. In this day and age, people are taking on side hustles for this number two reason, for the most part. Not really that empowering factor. Of course, again, you get options, and the more money you have, the more options you have, and that does feel good, and it does change your kind of view and approach to life in general, because it's no longer okay. I'm just trying to grind and get out the mud, but now I can do a few different things. Now I have choices, and that really is empowering. But being in a position where you are stuck with thousands and thousands of dollars in debt is another reason why you should take on a side hustle. Of course, paying off your debt is incredibly important. As you can see, this says, I did a quick Google search, and it says the average American holds $53,897 in personal debt. Much of it is tied up in mortgages. If the mortgages are excluded, the average debt would drop to $16,720. Student loans and car loans make up the bulk of the non-mortgage personal debt, and the average person has more than $5,000 in debt in each category. So there's a lot of debt out there. Debt is normal. And, yes, this is a video for another day, but there is good debt and then there is bad debt. Of course, I don't want any debt, really. I mean, when people are like, oh, that's stupid, I want bad. Hey, have bad debt if you want. Cool. I don't want any debt at all. Of course, I want to own my own house soon. That's in my plan. It's in my 5-year plan. Technically, it's less, but we gonna say 5 year. I'm making some changes. And it's something that, yeah, I understand you might have to take on debt if you want to achieve or acquire, property, or achieve some of the goals that you might have. And it might be considered good debt because it's going to ultimately lead to more money. It's going to allow you to have something that's more valuable than what it currently is today, making it a worthwhile investment. But otherwise, you want to get rid of that debt, and having a side hustle will help you with doing so. At least it'll help you make more progress with doing so, because just having one source of income, being your earned income from your job, from your 9 to 5 job, that might not be cutting it. You might be in a position where you need more money because you have a lot of debt, as we just touched on. The number 3 reason is because you can use the extra money to build wealth. And it's all about really reinvesting the money that, or not reinvesting, but investing the money that you make and getting it to work for you. That's what this channel is all about: making, managing, and growing money. And having, that little side hustle that comes in, maybe you used it to pay off your debt right? Again, some debt, some, you want to kind of keep it there because it does help with your credit. One of the big things, and this is again a video for another day, but one of the things that I did for me that wasn't necessarily the best move. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. Was paying off all of my student loans, and closing the account because I had, it's a long credit line that's open on your credit report, and if you're paying it and you're in good standing, then it helps your credit. So you don't want to remove it. And at the time, I was listening to my buddy Dave Ramsey, and I was like, oh, our debt is bad. Get rid of all my debt. Cut up my credit card. I literally got to cut a credit card and cut it up. I might have a video of it. It might be on my other channel. But I literally cut it up. I listened to Dave. I was like just eating up everything he was saying and other financial gurus at the time as well. And I was just going hard with my research and whatnot. And a lot of them at the time were like, get rid of all your credit cards and debt. It's bad. It's not entirely true. Again, a video for another day, but having this extra earned income, this side hustle money will help you with being able to now invest it. And, hey, we got a $25 a week dividend portfolio on this channel where we add $25 every week into a dividend portfolio that started with $100 and is now up over $1,600. Imagine being able to use that side hustle money where you just add it, contribute it towards a dividend portfolio. And it doesn't have to be just $25 a week. It can be $50 a week. Maybe your side hustle allows you to generate $100 a week. Whatever it might be, that's money you can now invest into your future. You can now invest into your Roth IRA. You can now just create a new portfolio that you're like, hey, you know what? I want to use this towards the down payment of my house. That's what this is going to be. We're going to create a new, portfolio, or a new, maybe you have a high yield savings account, a checking account that's paying, now you don't see, that's the thing. It all depends how close the goals are that you have. But again, video for another topic. I mean, maybe I'll do a video diving into all of these topics, all of these points, because they all really can be dove into on a greater level. But we want to keep it moving down to number 4, which is it can help you with finding your next new business. It can turn into a job you love. And, one of the things I have on our site, in which you might be watching this as a part of the course, or maybe you're someone who came across the video first, but we just launched the How to Start a Business course. And right now on, October 18th or 19th, it's currently free. 2021, October 19th, October 18th. It's currently free. I just launched it, and it's going to be free for a bit, just until we kind of finish completely finalizing it, getting it fully. I wanted to hit all the bells and whistles. There's one video in particular that kind of really walks you through the whole process itself, but I really got in here and broke it down and wanted, to have a central location I can direct people that are like, I'm stuck on this, because a lot of people reach out about certain parts of the process. And I figured, let's just create one course that will help you with being able to do everything you need. And so if you are in a position where you're like, I'm thinking about starting a business, maybe taking the side hustle approach is a good idea. Or if you're not really thinking about starting a business, but again, you want to make more money, consider taking on side hustle jobs with things that you actually enjoy doing and or are good at doing, right? A lot of people are like, oh, just find your passion. I don't think it should just be about finding your passion, because sometimes you might be skilled at something and you might not be passionate about it, but you'll be good at it and you can work with it and do it. And it doesn't drive, you don't hate it. It doesn't drive you crazy, right? That will maybe end up being something you become passionate about indirectly. And what I mean is you might end up providing a service or skill to people that you didn't realize this can be a business, and you actually do enjoy doing it, right? We have this article right here. It says this young couple lost their side hustle during COVID. Now their startup has $2.5 million in annual sales and a Shark Tank deal. Yes, these two individuals in their late 20s and 30s were in a little pickle, like most other people during the lockdown. They, as you can see, the couple lost their ability to perform live music in New York City. They still had their day jobs, but music was more than just a side hustle. They relied on gig income to survive. So we're literally, because of all this debt that we're drowning in as Americans, it's like this side hustle economy where people are like, oh, just taking on a side hustle. Half of the time, it's not even really a question. You're not really asking, should you know, should I get a new side? Should I get a side hustle? No. If you're like most Americans, where you're grinding and you're tight on cash and you're behind on money, um, you look at it not as, again, a side hustle, as an option, but this is literally part of your earned income that you need to live and to survive. It's part of your regular source of money that you rely on to eat, to buy clothes, to keep your lights on, to keep a roof over your head, to pay your insurance for your car, to pay your bills, to live, right? Um, and so with this individual, or this couple, excuse me, um, as it says here, it says they spotted an opportunity in April 2020 when a friend offered to pay them to write a song for his wedding. A day later, the couple launched Brooklyn, New York based Songloris, an online marketplace where musicians can make money by writing and recording songs for people's weddings, birthdays, and other life events. The business took off more quickly than he ever expected. Since launching, Songloris has received at least 11,000 song requests from more than 160 musicians. After 4 months, both co-founders left their day jobs to focus on the growing business full-time. And then last year, the company brought in $700,000 in sales. At the time of the Shark Tanks episode taping, the co-founder said Songloris was on pace to bring in $2.5 million this year. And on that episode, the couple landed an additional $500,000 from 4 of the 5 sharks in exchange for a 40% stake in the company. The couple tried to counter the offer, asking for $800,000 in return for 40%. The sharks didn't budge. The idea behind the company isn't exactly new. Songloris' competitive edge, Hodges explained, comes from speed and the level of its customization. So basically, I'm bringing this up because I'm letting you guys know, not only they didn't really invent something brand new, right? They just came up with a better, or a newer, improved version of something that already exists. And like many people out there, they, didn't give up when times were tough. That's the big thing. I think, so many people, most people, I think the main reason people are looking for a side hustle, it's not that number one reason that we saw where it's empowering, gives you options. I mean, I think that's what it is, but I think the main reason that people are really after it is because of the debt, right? And it's just like the new Netflix movie that's taking off. What is it called again? Netflix. Um, Squid. What is it called? Something with an S. Netflix Squid Game. There we go. I knew it was something like that. I knew I wasn't crazy. Um, Netflix Squid Game is reportedly worth almost 900 million. Woo! Now I don't know if any of you guys actually saw this movie yet, or series that's on Netflix, but this, I mean, really, it's just about debt, but it's about people's willingness to put their lives on the line to get rid of their debt that they've generated, um, just while living life, right? And it's one of those. It's interesting because it's like, are you willing to sacrifice your life? I mean, we kind of already are. We're living life essentially. And there was a scene, and I haven't like read anything, and there are probably some good articles that will dive into this. Maybe I'll do a deeper video on it on Squid Game. But there's a scene. I mean, not even a scene, multiple scenes, kind of when it starts off though, and it just has them all going through the same pattern, doing the same thing. And I was thinking immediately, like, oh, it's like the rat race kind of thing. It's a maze, getting them to all follow each other, do the same exact thing. And it's kind of like, the herd, just being a sheep of, a flock, just kind of all doing the same thing. And, something's over there, they get scared, they all run that way. And again, it had me thinking about the rat race and how we are kind of conditioned to just go through the motions and do what we're supposed to, what we're supposed to do. And oftentimes, though, it does lead to, because of the temptations that exist, right? And wanting to kind of, especially here in America, but spoiling yourself and treating yourself and live the luxurious life and enjoying the finer things in life. And hey, I get it. Life, there are things that exist here. Why would you not want to enjoy the finer things in life, right? Who wouldn't? And temptations are, I've been in debt thousands and thousands of dollars myself, so I know what it is. Trust me. But so in any case, not to drift, and maybe I'll make a video diving into Squid Game itself and this whole concept of kind of exchanging your life for money so that you can pay off debt, or maybe not to pay off debt, but because you do have so much debt, but you just feel trapped and kind of limited, and like you're not really living life, right? So not to rant, not to drag this on, but I do think it's important that, if you're someone out there who's grinding right now and you're in a really tight situation and you're just like, what do I do? How do I get out of my situation? I mean, one, you head over to makeManageGrowMoney.com. And aside from the how to start a business course, which maybe in that course, I'm going to update it. Now that I'm saying it, I actually need to have a section at the beginning somewhere that's going to direct people to the personal finance guide, or the financial independence journey guide that I have on the site, that was really helping you with just, I guess, positioning yourself for success, or at least being better positioned to help you with achieving and attaining success, whether that means financial independence, financial freedom, or simply just, getting out of the debt that you're currently, the debt hole that you currently are stuck in. And I think, having that as part of the course, I think will be critical, because I don't think you can really start a successful business if you don't have just the fundamental basic understanding of personal finance and managing money, because it's incredibly important. And, you're not going to be able to scale if there's no one on your team, in your company, in your business, that's helping you with managing that money, that inflow of cash and the outflow of towards expenses and whatnot. So, I, definitely get grinding, my friends. I'm going to start to make even more and more content on, diving into particular ideas. I just made a video yesterday or 2 days ago, and a blog post as well, that shares a few different, side hustles that you can start to explore and consider, especially if you're younger. If you are someone who's in the Gen Z, or, younger millennial, and you can be older as well. But, we know younger people, everyone who's younger is coming out more tech savvy and more digital kind of oriented and based. And it's just all becoming more natural to them. So a lot of these ideas are kind of more digital based. But there are a few other ideas in the mix for other people as well. So consider checking out that blog post, that video, if you are looking for a few side hustle ideas. And, just head over to MakeManageGrowMoney.com and hit up the Make Money section. And you'll definitely come across a number of other ideas and ways that you can make money. And lastly, if you are someone in a position where, you got debt, you got bills, but your job takes a lot out of you now, it's already going towards those things again, consider checking out the Financial Independence Guide, just to kind of see what some of the other ideas are out there as to how you should position your overall financial situation. I mean, yes, you get money coming in from your job, and it goes towards your bills. Then what do you do with the extra money? Are you investing it? Or are you just spending it all at the bar every weekend? And hey, to each his own. I'm not over here trying to throw darts or assume or anything of the sort. Live life, have fun. Life is short. We're all in here for a short term, and you want to enjoy it, but you never know when you're going to go. You might be here for another 50 years. So you also want to be considerate and thinking about the future as well as the present. That said, I got to keep it moving. I got to keep grinding the market. I mean, it's only almost 7:30, not even 7:30 yet, but the market is going to be very, very interesting today. I did make my first kind of live day trading video. I didn't do any day trading. It was more of just following BBIG. It's a lot of activity over there right now. Things are getting really, really interesting with the stock and the company. And so I got to get back over there quickly before my day takes off, because I got to get grinding, have a few jobs today, and got to obviously get the blog post up for this and this, that, and the other, and the whole shebang. But you guys know what it is, how we do it. We grind, we go hard, and no excuses, right? I mean, yeah, there's going to be excuses here and there, but you can't really use them to keep, you can't keep using the same excuses. At some point, you have to you got to keep it moving. You got to keep it moving. As I say, just dust yourself off, pick yourself up, and try again. All right, my friends. On that note, if you haven't yet liked this video, also subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of our latest and upcoming videos, and comment down below. Have you started a side hustle yet? If not, why not? If so, what are you doing? How's it going? And like I said, check out some of the other content on the site so you can get other side hustle ideas that you might not have considered yet. And on that note, you guys already know I got to keep it moving. But I'll see you in the next video. Peace.